and you will have coordinates and it knows where you are. The compass, which is built into the phone, knows the way you're heading or the way you're looking. And the artificial intelligence like Wikipedia or Twitter or Google actually will find applicable information for the location that you're at. Now, how does that work? Very simple. You take, we want to find the next or the closest decent latte macchiato wherever we are. So what we do is we take our phone and look through the phone, through the camera function of the phone, and get a picture of the environment. There's a company called Layar, and what they do is they overlay the picture that you're looking at with additional information they capture from all these various sources like Wikipedia, Twitter. And this is how it works. So I'm in the middle of Munich, I'm at the crossroads, and I want to know what's around me. And in this case, I'm looking for coffee shops. So I could select department stores, I could select tram stations, I could select bars. In this case, I'm looking for a coffee shop. The next one is 157 meters away. It's called Café Schmock. And a kosher cafe, actually. And they have, it would not only give me the directions, but it would also give me direct telephone access to them. I could call them and find out whether they are open, or I could share this with other people so that this appears not as one coffee shop, it appears the coffee shop that I'm recommending. And then, of course, I'll be guided towards it. So this is all with the simple use of the phone as a photographic device. It has nothing to do with the telephone functionality that's also built in. The Museum of London is using that, and I believe this is a beta version if I'm not mistaken, for what they call the Street Museum. They have an enormous archive of pictures of any sort and kind of locations and views of London from the past. So they overlay, and this is Buckingham Palace, they overlay the existing, the reality with a historic photograph, in this case a suffragette being deported, or shoeshine men in the 1920s, or even the destruction of London Bridge in this icy winter, or the destruction of Victorian buildings in the city. So this is not just advertising, it is really enriching your life and enriching people's experiences anywhere. And I'm just showing this to show you those technologies are benefiting, or these applications are benefiting because they were made for selling goods. Now what's the way forward? And I chose not to dive into the fact of, or the question of future devices. We could go into that privately afterwards, but I'm trying to stick to the time if I can. The way forward looks as follows. First of all, mobile is established as a communications channel. It is not a niche market anymore, far from that. And if you don't tap into it, anybody else will. Secondly, 24/7 online activity is the norm, not the exception. So people are always on, and you need to cater for that, whether you're a developer or whether you're a company that tries to benefit from these trends. Smartphones are going to replace the laptops. They will come in different form factors. There will be tablets like the iPad and others. But the phone functionality and taking it with you and having it online and on all the time is going to be the norm. And consumers are becoming smarter in using them. So don't trust your given business model. It might be terribly affected by what we've just seen, or the other way around, you might be the winner in finding an application that other people's physical stores would take as a location. And there's only one way out: be smarter or make a business of it. Thanks very much. Any questions? Please.
Do you really think that augmented reality is the future? Because the reason I say that is, from a consumer point of view, if you give them too much choice, it actually detracts from them making a buying decision. That's the psychology behind it. It's like a consumer's usually tied to only 6 or 7 brands at the most. If you bombard them with too much, they actually turn off.
Well, augmented reality doesn't mean you'll throw everything at them.
No, I appreciate that.
You need filtering techniques, and you need to find ways to actually the combination. And have not gone into this. The combination of augmented reality is actually with behavioural statistics. So my smartphone starts to understand my wishes and my intentions. So it will not display all of the things that would be around me, but it would display what would interest me. But you're absolutely right. If I know what's behind every facade, I will be lost.
There's also the other thing that, ultimately, especially in Northern Ireland, not everyone likes to do this. And there's a very large perception thing of, would I really do that?
Well, I think...
do you think it's something that you think will become adopted in, say, 5-10 years' time?
Well, just think about how rudely you were, stopped using a mobile phone as such. I remember times, and we're talking about 5 years back, when it was forbidden to use a mobile phone in a public transport vehicle. For the reasons of electric, transmission and the waves and all that. This is completely gone. In fact, quite the opposite. They're installing, repeaters in the subway system. Yeah. So yes, it's going to take time, but I believe that these changes, because if they are considered a benefit to the society, they won't take long. I would expect, in 2 years' time, no one will think.
I think the real challenge in all this...
2 more New Years, and we won't think about it.
I think the real challenge is we know that there are developers out there that can develop the most amazing things. It's actually getting the consumer psychology to sort of develop along with it.
And the way to do this is to have advertisers sponsor it. This is really, the development, and we've seen this all the time. Major brands are trying to find ways to interact and immediately correspond with their consumers. And this is a perfect way of doing this, because it's a very personal device and not some technology. I could make a test here in this room. What are the 3 things you would not leave home without? Give me your answers. Keys, okay, number 1. Mobile phone, number 3.
Your wallet.
Right. Now, if you had to leave one at home, which one would you leave at home? Wallet. See? By the way, mobile phone is going to be your wallet, but that's different. I've not gone into that. Please.
Is your website